Hey friends, welcome to the new series we're starting here at The Walk called The Word. The Word is a series where we focus on one word to do with relationships, intimacy, and sex over the course of a few months. And in these few months, we invite Christians to come in and answer questions to do with that one word and just give us their honest thoughts and opinions. So why questions? Well, throughout Jesus' ministry, documented in the Gospels, he would ask questions to believers and non-believers alike. And I think he did this because he wanted to challenge people to really just understand what it is they thought about him and about themselves, to get people to reflect and look within, to spark honest conversations, and to get people to contend for their faith and their life in Christ. And so we hope that these conversations will do something similar. We hope that they will spark meaningful conversations, honest conversations, and that they will encourage us to contend for a deeper walk with God and to contend for our lives being aligned with Christ, especially in the area of relationships, intimacy, and sex. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the series.
My name is Amedé. Wow, should I do a different version? Yeah, cool. Amedé. You should probably get cut and have each name, isn't it? Amedé, Ams. My name is Amedé. Some people call me Ams. My dad says Amedé. So pick whichever one you like within the three. I'm a vocalist, composer, sound engineer, and lover of the arts, Christian, and more. Love is a few things, but in this case, I really believe love is a person. In First John, in the Epistle of John, it says God is love, and in that case, rather than love being an emotion, a feeling, it's a person that you can feel. Once you encounter that person called love, you then experience it in a feeling. You experience it in the nature of decisions you make, and you see it as a verb. It's something that we live out and we act out. I really believe God is love, and God is the person, the Godhead, the three in one, the triune. And I believe that's what love is, because that's what the scriptures say. Love is, God is love. I believe we are born with a mixture of ideas of what love is, but then there comes a time when we need to reset our own ideas of love, wherever they've come from, and allow them to conform to God's idea of love, or God's being, which is love. So I personally had an idea of what being loving is and what love looks like, but since I decided to give my life to Christ, I've had to reset my own idea of what love is, and mainly who love is. And I'm still learning about that now and trying to reset that within myself. It's one thing knowing it, and now I'm trying to be in that kind of love. Lust, to my understanding, is selfish desire. Love is a selfless desire, or a desire to be selfless. Love isn't self-serving. Love isn't about your own gain, though a byproduct of being loving is a gain. But I believe lust is selfish desire, and to love is selfless desire. Self-love. In the times we're in, I actually think it's a dressed up version of a kind of dressed up vanity parade. Self-love and da 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 da. And I think it nods to trying to be your own God of yourself, which is that's another conversation. However, when you flip that coin of self-love, I believe there is an element of you which needs to see the worth of who you are, and having that kind of self-respect, respecting yourself, having your boundaries, having your standards, and setting certain parameters for you to live and work within, which keep you at a certain respectable state, whatever that is for you. In my walk, I believe self-love is actually understanding who formed me and how they formed me, because I believe I was formed intentionally the way I am, and coming into a place of agreement of these are my quirks, or these are my strengths, and these are my weaknesses, and coming into agreement with those things and navigating my way through each day with those things being the things which are intrinsically my attributes, features, and coming into agreement with that and what God has done in creating me. That's my idea of self-love in comparison to a worldly idea, which is, as I said, this thing of nodding to being your own God, God of yourself. If that makes any sense. A demonstration of love that's become more important to me over time is realizing how important it is to spend time with brothers. And I'm not just talking about blood brothers, I'm talking about just men in general. It was brought to my attention that in Deuteronomy 16:16, it says men should come together at least 3 times in a year on certain dates, but not come empty-handed. And you can take that as you wish, whether it's, should you take that as you wish? The scriptures say don't do that, actually. It's not about private interpretation. I believe what it's saying is it's about coming either with, it could be food or a word or a message or an agenda, and coming and meeting each other regularly and realizing that we actually need to fellowship with one another and devoting our time to one another. Personally, I found that I learned that some of my brothers are going through things, and by the time you find out what's happened, it's too late. And I wonder, what if we did meet up and not cancelled meetings and actually said, you know what? Yes, I love my wife. Yes, I love my work. Yes, I love my me time. But how about loving onto another brother that needs to connect with you and spend time with you and just share with you, this is what's going on in my life. How could you contribute to that? How could you shed light on that? How could you encourage me to stay on track? Because I want to jump off this ship. Keep me on, So over time, particularly, that has been something which has really been drawn to my attention as a thing, as an act of love which needs to happen more in my personal circle, in my bubble, I guess. So that's something that's mattering more and more. Spending time with gents. Without love, in brackets, believing that love is God, you are lost. I believe. Without love, without Him, I think I'll be lost, wandering round and round and round, thinking I know everything, keep coming back to that same tree on that path and keep coming back and wondering why things keep repeating and repeating. Without love, brackets, God, I think I'll be lost, fatherless, in italics.